Hi, I'm Mitch Shoemaker, and this is day 12 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on writing. So, yay for day 12, 88 days to go. I love doing a little math in my head, it makes me feel a little bit better. Um, Not doing a whole lot of writing today, doing a lot of daydreaming. I'm very distracted today. Not that that's a bad thing, it's just, maybe I should be writing my other futuresque stories that are playing in my head instead of my old ones that I'm trying to finish. I did work a little bit more on my chapter 12 or chapter 11. I haven't figured out where that chapter goes. Brilliant. Um, but I only finished like one little scene in it, and there's another scene that I started, and I know where it goes, and I have the other stuff that I've already written that I just have to rewrite and use. And it's interesting because I keep rewriting, and then I read the stuff that I wrote. I'm like, oh, that's good. I want to use it, but now it doesn't fit with what I wrote. Again, the new stuff doesn't fit with the old stuff, but I like the old stuff, so it's kind of a back and forth tricky thing there. I was able to use some of it today because I like that, but I think I put more description in my older writing, and I don't put as much description in the newer stuff. And reading my friend's book that has a lot more description, and I think maybe I should start putting some of that description back into my writing. Maybe that description is actually a good thing and not really a distraction from the story. I just need to figure out how to do it, because I think I maybe went from one extreme to the other where I put in too much description and now I'm not putting in enough description. But I don't know. I'm still kind of learning and trying to sort it out, figure it out, whatever. We'll see. But I do like some of the description that I wrote. I do want to maybe find a way to use it again later or in what I'm currently doing. It's kind of tricky because I end up doing a lot of reading and then rewriting, and yeah, anyway. So it makes it feel like I'm not progressing, even though I know that I am. It's just a tiny little bit. So I probably wrote like a page today, and that was it. And it's probably going to be like a 5 or 6 page chapter. So I've still probably got a couple of pages left to finish my chapter. But at least I wrote something. And I am once again trying to do this before I go to work, so I can go to work and then journal and go to bed. That's ideally the case. I still didn't go to bed until like 5 or 5:30 this morning, which was not good for me. But it was nice to come home. And in fact, when I had my dinner cooking, I actually sat down and just started writing in my journal instead of playing my games. And I was like, cool, I'm getting all ready for bed. This is awesome. And then, of course, I played my games before I went to sleep, which was like dumb, and the reason I was up until 5:30 instead of going to bed at 4:30. But one of those things I need to learn to let go of. And then I had the opportunity today to wake up early and get my day going early, and I chose not to. Someone from work left something, and they called me this morning and wanted it returned, but they weren't in a hurry. So I was like, well, if you're not in a hurry, I'm not going to get out of bed and go. I'm just going to go back to sleep because you woke me up. And I could have got out of bed and gone and done and maybe got a lot more accomplished today than I did, but I didn't. And then I woke up around 12:15-ish, 12:30-ish, and which is good because that's, like half hour, 45 minutes earlier than I was hoping to. And I was bad and didn't set an alarm, so it was good that I still woke up then. But I still didn't want to get out of bed, so I started playing my games. And then I had this random thought. I'm pretty sure it's one of those God moments where you just stick something in my head saying hello. Because I do lay in bed thinking about all the things that I need to do for the day, and I start listing off all the stuff that needs to get done. And I think I've always used that in hopes to motivate myself, like reasons to get out of bed because I need to get X, Y, Z completed today, because I need to do A, B, C for somebody else, because, all of these whatever alphabetical things I need to get done. And my list can go on and on and on, and it usually does. And even though there are things that I do like on a daily basis, pretty much my day is the same. Love to say it's mundane and boring. It's the same things that I do every day, but it doesn't feel like it's mundane and boring because I go to work and I meet different people every single day. So even though I'm working, I'm not going to the same places, I'm not meeting the same people, so it's not the same. And I'm working on my writing. I write something, but I'm in a different chapter, a different part of the story, so it's not the same. Even beta reading my friend's book, it's not the same because each chapter of the story is a little bit different. So even though I'm reading, I'm reading something different, just a little bit further into the same story. So it's it's the same pattern, I guess, but it's just got different colors to it, maybe. We'll just, for my analogy, same pattern, different colors, right? Trying to get to the consistency and the pattern, but not feel like it's boring because I don't like boring. Anyway, so I realized today when I was refusing to get out of bed, which is the point of my tangent probably, is that I avoid things. And that my list of a gazillion things to do for the day, even though I know I'm perfectly capable of accomplishing everything I have set out to do, and it would be better if I get up sooner because then I get it done sooner and then I'm less stressed, the whole let's just face it and get it done and over with kind of a thing. That is not me. I am like dig my heels in and avoid and hide as long as possible until I'm like, okay, you dragged me out, I have to do it. All right, fine, I'll do it. That's me. So I'm trying to find some kind of balance where I'm not, digging my heels in and hiding. I'm like, okay, I will try to face this. Breathe, I can do this. Breathe, I can do this. That's kind of where I'm getting to. I'm not to that, all right, gung-ho, let's do this. We're on it. All right, we're going to have a great day. We're going to do this today. That is so not me. That may never be me. I will be perfectly honest, that may never be me. But I had this realization today as I was laying in bed refusing to get out of bed that the reason I don't get out of bed is because I feel overwhelmed. By listing all the things I need to do for the day, I feel overwhelmed. Before my day has even started, I have overwhelmed myself and I don't want to get up and face my day because it just feels like too much. And it is too much in the first 5 minutes of my day because it's going to take my entire day to do all of that. And then I know it's going to take my entire day to do all of that. And then nothing in my entire day or my plan is something fun. Not that I don't enjoy doing things. I mean, writing my story. I enjoy writing my story. I enjoy talking to my friends. I enjoy doing other things. It's just that my to-do list doesn't always include things that are fun for me to do. It's more like work. Even these videos, I put down these videos. This is my work. And when I first started doing these videos, it was nerve-wracking. And now I start thinking while I'm working or writing or other things, what am I going to say in my video today? And of course, when I had that epiphany this morning that I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm like, well, that's going in my video today. But it's still ideas to put in my video. And even though I'm much calmer, to me, this is still work. This is still something that I have to do. It's on my non-negotiable list. It doesn't necessarily include something fun that I enjoy doing. I don't know that I will ever get to the point where I'm like, I enjoy doing these videos. I'm not nervous about doing these videos anymore, but I can't say that I enjoy doing them. I do hope that they help other people as much as they help me because I learn a lot from doing these videos. So I think it's very beneficial for me to do them, and I hope it's beneficial for the people watching them, but it doesn't mean that I enjoy doing them. This is still outside my comfort zone, outside my box of things, something that I never thought I was going to be doing, and yet I'm doing. So, same with my writing. I like daydreaming, so that's what I was doing today, but it's also my way of avoiding things. So I'm avoiding things and situations, and not that anything I have to do today is bad, scary, hard, or impossible to do. It's all completely doable. It's just, I think, that old default setting of mine, and especially when I'm tired or when I'm just waking up, that's the worst time for it to just kick in and be like, I'm feeling overwhelmed. But it's like, okay, once I get up, once I start praying, once I start going, once I read my scriptures and meditationals, I make my to-do list, I start crossing things off my to-do list, I feel like I'm accomplishing things. I'm like, yes, I'm getting things done, except for today, because there's nothing crossed off my to-do list. That's not true. That's how my brain works, okay? I put like 12 things on my to-do list and I haven't maybe done half. This is number 6 on my to-do list, which means the majority of what I'm going to do will be done after I leave my house before I get home from work. Some of those things are actually I need to do before I go to work, just not here. Because one of them is I need to buy a new journal because I filled my journal up last night. It's all full. I have no more pages left. So in order for me to write my journal tonight, I have to go buy a new journal. So that's on my to-do list for today, which I like doing, except that I don't have money. So all of that comes into play. I do have a little bit of money. I can go to the store and get a journal. It's just having to decide which one and how to do it quickly because I still need to go to work. and other things that I need to get done on my to-do list, so that when I come home, all I have to do is write in my journal and brush my teeth and go to bed and cross everything else off of my to-do list. So, but I'm still fighting that negative thing. I'm still fighting where I wake up in the morning and I get overwhelmed with everything that I'm telling myself I need to do. And instead of it motivating me, which I think that it should, it does the exact opposite, and it makes me feel overwhelmed and discouraged, like there's just no way I'm going to get through my day. And then I don't want to face my day, and I don't want to get out of bed. And I started thinking about that. I'm like, seriously, is that what I'm doing? Like, that's the dumbest thing ever. And it got me out of bed when I realized how stupid that was. But I need to start changing my thought process when I get up in the morning or when I wake up, because I think I have trained my brain to dread getting out of bed, to dread facing my day. And I don't have a horrible day ahead of me. I have lots of things I actually enjoy doing. I mean, I like my job most of the time. I I don't mind doing these YouTube videos. I learn from them. I think they're very beneficial. I enjoy writing my story. I'm curious to see where it goes or how it's going to end up. I want to finish it. I want to finish the other stories. A little bit nervous about, the end result kind of a thing, the actual getting my books published sort of thing. But I mean, excited too. So it's, the nervous excitement kind of a deal. I'm interested in my friend's story, so I want to finish beta reading it just because I want to finish the story. I'm curious where it's going, because she's thrown in a couple little twists, like, I didn't see the story going that way. Didn't see the story going that way. I'm like, all right, that's interesting. Cool. Now where's the story going to go? So I want to finish it. I just don't. I'm trying not to do what I usually do when I get into a story. I just sit there and read the whole story. Or when I write, I just sit there and write the whole thing. And then I don't want to write or read for like several days or several weeks. And so I'm trying to find the balance. And I'm trying to find the balance with working and doing my videos and trying to get things done before I go to work, so that I'm not so tired after work, so that I can, hopefully get a little bit more sleep, go to bed a little bit earlier, go to work a little bit earlier. And right now it is a little bit earlier for work, which is good because it's not quite 5 o'clock yet. Yay. It was closer to 7 when I went to work last night. Except that I have errands I have to go run before I can go to work today. So I've got at least 3 more things I have to do before I can log into work tonight. And hopefully I can get that done before 6. One of those is going to be buying me a new journal. I'm excited. I'll have to show you my new journal tomorrow, because I always have different journals. I don't know if I ever showed you my old one in my other videos. It's kind of boring. It's just a bunch of blue lines, but it's all full. It's all full. I love that. But I fill these up really fast, because this one I started September 17th, and I finished it last night. So it didn't even last me 2 months. It lasted me a month and a half, and I didn't even write in it every single day. And if I'd written every single day, it would have been filled up faster than that. They last me maybe a month, most of my journals. I write in them on a daily basis. So I need to start stockpiling journals. At one point, I had like 3 or 4 journals. And I kept buying journals, but I wasn't writing in my journals. And then I started writing in my journals, and now I need to start stockpiling them again. So I like stockpiling journals. I love writing in my journal. It helps me to process things, feel things, deal with things. And I don't even remember what I wrote in my journal last night. I think I was just grateful that I got through the night, that I was able to write in my journal when I first got home. I thought that was awesome. I'm like, food in the oven, sitting down, writing in my journal, don't care about my games, don't care about anything else. I'm getting my stuff done. And then, of course, I just didn't want to go to bed, because I never seem to want to go to bed, just like I never seem to want to get up. And I haven't exactly figured out why I don't want to go to bed. Part of it might have been irritation, because I could hear the neighbor's TV annoying me. And part of it, I don't know. I've just always been a night owl. I've trained myself to stay awake. Fear that something bad is going to happen, that I'm going to miss something. I don't entirely understand what that is, but I'm usually tired, and I'll just lay down and go to sleep. But the other thing is if I'm not tired enough when I lay down to go to sleep, I just kind of lay there and I toss and turn, and then I daydream, and then I get bored, and then, yeah. It doesn't work for me. So sometimes I think I have to be so tired I can't keep my eyes open before I go to sleep, which I know is not true, but I still sometimes do that anyway, which is dumb. one of these days I'll learn. Just like today, I learned that the reason I don't get out of bed is because I overwhelm myself with all the things I need to do for the day. Instead of getting up and being excited and going, okay, what is going to happen today? What adventure am I going to go on today? What am I going to learn today? What does today have in store for me? Or let me just roll over and enjoy the fact that it's nice and sunny outside or something, or whatever it is. But it's like every time I go to get up, it's like my mind is bombarded with all the things that I have to do for the day, and then I just feel overwhelmed and I don't want to get up. So I'm grateful I realized that's what it was today, and I realized how stupid and ridiculous that was, and I got up. So I was like, that's amazing. That's what gets me out of bed. But thinking about all the things I need to do for the day does not. So I need to try to stop thinking about all the things I need to do for the day when I get up, and just decide to get up and then go from there and decide what I'm going to do for the rest of my day as my day unfolds, instead of bombarding myself with everything first thing in the morning. It's a bit much for me, apparently, which I did not realize. So I'm grateful that I had that realization this morning, and I'm grateful I can find things to be grateful for, and I'm grateful that I am still doing my video before work today. I still think I kind of liked doing it after my journaling, debating whether or not I want to go back to doing that, because it's just one more thing I have to do after work. But I can still do my writing and my other stuff before work. I don't know. I liked doing this before work, when I was doing my gratitude videos, because it was getting me to focus on gratitude and all the things I was grateful for before my day started. And then at the end, but now it's because I'm doing my writing. I like writing in my journal and seeing what things that I learned for the day, and then sharing all of that. So not just what I wrote as far as my books goes, but as far as my journaling goes, which I had a whole night to forget because I slept enough. So I don't remember, other than I filled up my journal and that I was grateful I wrote in my journal when I got home. So I'm not sure. I feel like I'm kind of missing something in that, because it does have to do with writing. So I may do my YouTube video later tomorrow, just because I want to see how my whole day goes. But then I'm kind of using this as like a verbal journal as long with my written journal. I'm really not sure how this is going to work out with this whole writing thing, because I do a lot of writing, but I do a lot of writing for a lot of different things. And I think the point of this one is because it's for my books. It should be on my writing and my beta reading for my friends, and what has to do with my books. And then things that I'm grateful for, because I am grateful that I'm still doing my writing, and grateful that I made it to day 12. And so things that I can be grateful for, because I don't want to stop being grateful for things while I focus on my writing. I want it to be something that I just add to. And sometimes I feel like I'm kind of losing my attitude of gratitude, and so that's negative is kind of sneaking back in. It's very sneaky, that negative, them old default settings, those old little brainwave trails, whatever, they're still there. It's like, okay, I keep trying to block them off, hedge them up, whatever I gotta do, but they keep poking up, sneaking in anyway, like, hey, come down this trail, it's lots of fun, it's all dark and scary, you're gonna like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But it has quite the hold on me. I have not broken free entirely yet. I don't know if I ever will. I think it will be easier to avoid, and I'm grateful that I can still see that I have different choices and different ways to respond. I'm grateful that I can see that there's something else, like today, that's keeping me from wanting to do things, and something I didn't even think was a bad thing. I thought it was good that I was listening to things that I was doing. I thought it would get me out of bed. Apparently I have the opposite response to things that I hear other people say, oh, do this, and it, motivates you, gets you going. I was like, and all of that makes me feel overwhelmed and discouraged, like it's totally impossible, and I do the complete opposite. So people hound me, they bug me for stuff, and I shut down. They confront me, I shut down. I'm like, can't think, can't process, don't do it, don't go there. I have the opposite response to a lot of those things. So not really sure why that is. Maybe some of the trauma or just the reactions I got growing up, and just didn't learn how to respond appropriately. And my brain, I swear, it's like has a delayed reaction switch or something. Like it just doesn't process things immediately anyway. So then it makes it that much harder for me to comprehend. And it doesn't help when it shuts down when people yell at me. And I'm like, great, and my brain just shut down. And 2 days from now, I'll be able to figure out what you were telling me, and I'll be able to figure out what I should have said. And then I won't have the courage to say anything because the conversation's 2 days old and I just feel dumb at this point. So it just sits there. Story of my life. I'm trying to figure out how to not have that be the story of my life, how to change that, how to respond differently, how to not get my brain to shut down, how to keep it to stay awake. It will probably always have delayed reactions, delayed responses, and not see or process things immediately, which is just something I have to learn to deal with. And so does anybody else that wants to have conversations with me or want me to understand deep meaning things, because some things just take longer to settle in, to comprehend, for me to figure out. Working on it. I don't know how long I've been struggling to get out of bed and thinking that was going to work for me, and finally realized that that was keeping me in bed. It was doing the exact opposite effect I thought it would. So that's a little bit hilarious. I'm grateful I can laugh at that. And I'm grateful that I was able to just be like, okay, that's just dumb. And I got out of bed. It was like, oh my gosh, that's what I'm doing. That's so dumb. And I was able to just kind of get out of bed and go about my day. So I'm very grateful for that too. And I'm grateful I'm a little bit, well, technically I'm behind my going to work at 3 o'clock schedule, but I'm further ahead than I was yesterday because I didn't spend as much time writing today. I cut that a little bit shorter just because I want to try to get ahead and try to make up for my decision to go back to bed at 10:30 when I could have just stayed awake. Not like I slept a whole lot in the next hour and a half anyway. So, anyway, I am grateful for my videos. I am out of things to say. I'm rambling and repeating myself. So if you like these, hit like, subscribe, share with someone else if you think it will help them, and have a great day full of gratitude.